My name is Lenora Murad, and I'm happy to be a heart and stroke survivor. I live in New Hartford with my husband, Anthony, and I have 3 children and 3 grandchildren. I was in my 30s, and I had a mitral valve prolapse, and they treated it with medication because I had felt palpitations and whatnot, but I was basically fine. And then I was having a little more symptoms, and they sent me for a TEE, which is a transesophageal echocardiogram. And the doctor said, okay, you have some damage there, but you're probably fine for a couple of years. That, I believe, was anywhere from a Tuesday to Thursday. And then Friday night, we went to our children's spring fling at the school. And I'm not usually grumpy, but I was grumpy. And something was off. I'm thinking of a way to feel better. Something is off. I don't know. It's not really one thing. And I went down in my basement and started moving furniture. I'm like, that maybe for a minute took my mind off of it, but it didn't stop when I did stop. And then again, I'm like, maybe if I take a shower, I'll feel better. And for a minute I did, and then it came back. It was actually like no pain whatsoever, but it was a squeezing. Made me tired, and I'm like, I'm just going to lie down. I didn't think something serious was happening. I just was tired. What made me think twice was when my 16-year-old daughter came into the room and said, Mom, what's wrong? And I was telling her, and I said, I just want to go to sleep. And then she must have had a different feeling, and she looked at me, and I always say with those big brown eyes, and she said, what would you tell me? Made me a little nervous because she's 16. Francesca had just turned 11, and then I had a 9-year-old. So I was a little nervous. I'm leaving these kids. I'm going to the hospital. Plus, it was a big deal. She was receiving her confirmation on Sunday. So I was like, how could I go to the hospital now? But I went. Told me I was in heart failure. So now on Saturday, they do some tests. They said, okay, I think Monday you're going to have a catheterization, and we'll probably do surgery on Tuesday, but we want to have you stable. On Sunday, the nurses come running in my room and said, what is going on? What's going on? And then they told me, we think you might have a pulmonary embolism. They're whisking me down the hall. It looked like a scene out of ER. So I wasn't afraid to die, but I didn't want to die. Wanted to still raise them and be with my husband. On Tuesday, I had the open heart surgery, and they removed the valve and replaced it with a mechanical. It wasn't quite a regular recovery, but I did recover, and thank God for that. And then life just goes on. You're doing things with the kids and carting them different places and going on a vacation and going to their games and enjoying life. And then I started getting headaches. I have the CAT scan done, and it showed that I had a brain bleed. So again, life goes on. I heal from that, and I thrilled. I have my grandchildren, I babysit, and I'm watching them. And then I also have my son who has special needs, and we were having a meeting by Zoom, and it felt like my eyes were crossing. I'm looking straight, and my eyes were crossing. So I turned away, and I tried to think maybe I need new glasses or something. And my daughter comes in, and she says, what's going on? I said, I don't know. I said, I just feel weird. My eyes are crisscrossing. And so I just wanted to sit and I said, you know what? You're here. I said, I'm going to go lay down. She's working. She was only coming home on her lunch. And so she called my husband and said something's off. When the paramedics got here, they were asking me questions, and they were asking me what year it was, so it made me a little testy, like I know what year it is. I said, 2020. And they looked at me, because now I know it was 2022. So they decided we're going to the hospital. And the doctor who was treating me, he looked at it, and he was like, there's a stroke here. There's a clot. When I heard the word stroke or clot this time, you feel debilitated. it's like I know enough about strokes, so you start projecting what's going to be, and it's frightening. But it was my faith and the love of family that I'm like, I have to push through this. I just have to. Then after that, about 3 months later, August of 2022, as I'm recovering from the stroke, I then again went into heart failure, went into AFib. I had to have cardioversion, worked, then it didn't, had to go back in, had to be cardioverted again. And it's kind of crazy because after everything I'm explaining to you, all these things, just that's when I think it drained me and I couldn't stop crying, but I had to be cardioverted again. And luckily, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 times, but whatever it was, that last time was it. And, changed medications a couple of times, and here I am. The only thing I ever wanted in life was to get married and have a family. And I think when you're a mom, no one would ever want to leave their children young or leave their husband. So I'm hoping that this will encourage every woman to seek help when they're feeling a little off. Don't disregard yourself and take action. Think about if it were someone you loved, whether it was your mother or your daughter, you would encourage them to get checked. And that's why we have doctors and why something like the American Heart Association encourages us to get the education that we need so that we would act on it to prevent it. We don't need to be heroes in the way, oh, I'm strong enough, I don't have to go. Think of what your daughter would say to you. Think of what Maria told me.